There's a letter here from our butcher. He says you haven't paid your bill for 6 months.
The cheeky possum! He ought to know my system of paying bills. Every month I put all my accounts into a hat, shuffle them up, draw out 3 and pay them. And if the flaming butcher isn't careful, he won't even get in the next month's shuffle. Anyhow, I should worry. I got a new butcher, Angus McCackie.
Oh, he's a Scotchman, eh?
Yes, and he specialises in his national dish, Scotch pheasant.
What's a Scotch pheasant,
A
Dad?
saveloy with a feather on it.
I suppose you spend all your time looking in his window, do you?
Don't be silly, Harry. What would I look like with me face stuck in a butcher's shop window?
A pig's head.
Harry, cop this.
Oh,
Hello, Mo.
Oh, no, it's horrible, Herbie. Horrible. I've got to give you a home-cooked meal. I've got to cook myself.
Oh, Stu, I bet you'll taste awful.
Horrible, you're just a broer. Nothing but a broer.
What's a broad?
A backward warm.
Peekaboo, everybody. It's little me, Spencer, the garbage man.
Come in, Spencer, dear, and sit under the electric fan.
My, Mr. McPhee, what's that delicious aroma I can smell?
Well, it isn't you. If you must know, Spence, I'm preparing a home-cooked meal. I got some meat from a new butcher, Angus McCackie.
Hey, Moe, how do you and this Scotch butcher come to be so matey?
Well, he likes me because I can talk his language. It's a broad black nick and nick. Oi, 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 muzzle top.
Where did you learn to speak that, Mr.
In
McPhee?
the Highlands.
Where's the Highlands?
Anywhere where Spencer is. Oh, phew.
My Uncle Harrico is the living image of a famous historical figure.
Who's Spence? Bonnie Prince Charlie?
No, Bonnie Black Bess.
Oh, you're not my butcher, Spence. He's a real Scotsman. He specialises in tartan sausages. It's Mr. Lashwood. Every time I see him, I get a pint of me lamb's fry. You better scram, Lasho. The mum and I are just going to eat.
Oh, McCackie, are you gonna sink your fork into the lobster more now?
No, no. I'm going to sink my nose into the Malakatari. Barracuda?
Hey, Mr. Lashwood, did you know that Moe has a Scotch butcher that sells everything?
Oh, is he now? Oh, well, that butcher must be very much like you, McCackie.
In what way, Lasho?
Plenty of meat on his hook.
Oh, very witty, very witty. Oh, that's clever. I do enjoy a joke at my own expense, really I do. Get out, Chipmunk, get out.
Mr. McPhee, how did you discover this Caledonian meat emporium?
Well, I walked right into the shop. He stole a kiss from a pretty little thing behind the counter.
Oh, Struth, I bet that was nice.
Not very. It was Mr. McTavish wearing his kilt.
A Scotch butcher, eh? Has he got an haggis?
Well, if he has, he never wears it.
Nah, McCackie, what's that fat ball of meat he keeps wrapped up in a bag?
His mother-in-law. Are you fond of meat, Spence?
Oh, yes, Mr. McPhee. I can be very savage to a saveloy.
Cannibal? Personally, I come from a long line of vegetarians.
Oh, McCackie! Does your family eat raw nuts and keep to a diet?
No, no. They ate raw onions and kept them themselves. Stink pot.
Hey, Maui, what's your recipe for cooking meat?
Well, I pour out the meat a bottle of sherry, a bottle of port, and a bottle of Bombay.
Oh, gee, does that make the meat taste tender?
I don't know, but the gravy's lovely. Well, come on, Bob, into the kitchen. Ah, here we are. A special pot roast is provided by Mr. Angus McCackie. Now, here's a little bit for you, and a little bit for you,
Thank you.
and a dirty big whack for me.
It tastes rather unusual, doesn't it?
Well, personally, I think it's tough.
Let's have a look at it. The dirty mug.
Why, McCackie, what have we been eating?
Mr. McTavish's sporum. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, my friend, what does it feel like to be a hero?
I have mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings?
Well, yes, when I came ashore, 2 old gentlemen shook my hand, and 2 young gentlemen shook my what?
Tonight, I am going to present you with a gold medal for bravery. But before that, I'd like to tell our audience all about your heroism.
Yes, do that now. Stick around and look modest.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I tell them what a fine fellow I am.
Yes,
Go
yes,
on,
all
go
right,
on.
all right. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
I lay it on a bit because I've got a lot of friends listening.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Very influential friends, too, like doctors and lawyers and bookmakers and urgers.
Will you shut up?
Oh, that's lovely, that is. Fancy saying shut up to a fella who spent a half hour swimming around the harbour like a raw prawn.
All right, I'm sorry.
And so you should be.
I apologize.
I accept it.
Now I'll proceed.
Yeah, but lay it on thick, don't be. Will you? Lay it on thick. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the facts of the case are these. This amazing feat of heroism took place last Saturday evening at exactly 7:25.
Now, you're pardon me, 7:26. Oh.
It was on a Manly ferry.
The curl.
I know that!
Yeah, but the mob don't.
All right. You were on the curl, all right. Traveling from Manly to Circular Quay.
By water.
Of course you were traveling by water! I know you were traveling by water!
Don't tell them that. You're leaving out all the best parts.
I'm sorry.
All right, well, please proceed.
As I was saying, the ferry Curl left Manly for Circular Quay, and on board her was our friend Mo.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Oh, but you were!
Oh, no, I wasn't.
What do you mean?
I just remembered I was on the Baron Joey.
No! All right, it was the Baron Joey.
Well, there's no need to do your
I'm
blood.
not doing my block.
Well, I'm sorry.
So you should be.
I apologize.
Well, I accept it. Pray proceed.
As I was saying, our hero was traveling over from Manly by ferry.
Hey, I'm supposed to be telling this story, not you.
Well, get on with it. I can't stand here all night looking modest.
Ladies and gentlemen, our hero was traveling over from Manly by the ferry Baron Joey. Now, is that right?
No, one small correction.
Well?
I just remembered. It was the curl after all.
Look, excuse me, but let us get this straight.
Don't be silly. You can't get a curl straight.
1 minute you say it's one ferry, the next minute you say it's another. What did it have written on the side?
Some very rude poetry.
Oh, really? Well, I never saw that.
No, I just wrote it on the way over.
Ladies and gentlemen, our hero was traveling over by ferry. The name of the ferry is immaterial.
No, the name is Curl.
Shut up, will you?
I have.
Our hero was traveling on this ferry, and on the deck below, there happened to be a very pretty young lady.
There happened to be 6 or 7.
Well, that may be, but we're only interested in one.
You speak for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ferry is speeding on its way through the waters. All around, darkness is gathering, when suddenly...
Bumped!
What was that?
We just bumped a jellyfish.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Get to the jellyfish.
On and on sped the ferry. Suddenly, the air was rent by a piercing shriek. The young lady had fallen overboard.
Head first. A lovely abdominal crash.
Yes, into the shark-infested harbour fell the young girl. Everybody rushed to the rail, and there in the sea below struggled the young girl. Suddenly a figure was seen to flash from the upper deck into the sea below. My friend, you all know the rest of the story. You've heard it on the radio and you've read it in newspapers. And now it only remains for me to present our hero with a solid gold medal and to acclaim him the bravest man I know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, surely, my friend, you have something to say.
No, just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, like all heroes, our friend is modest. But tell us, Mo, what was flashing through your mind as you hurtled into that shark-infested sea?
I kept thinking, who could it be? Who could it be?
Ah, you mean the girl you were about to rescue?
No, the dirty mug who pushed me overboard.
Hey, Dad! Where are you, Dad?
Here I am, young
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Have you realized that it's your birthday soon?
That's right, Harry. Just fancy. Sweet 35 and never been kissed.
You mean sweet 64 and never been washed?
Harry, pop me!
Oh, Dad, I was only trying to find out what you'd like for your birthday.
Oh, I see.
You were in David Jones yesterday. Didn't you see anything you fancied?
Yeah, but she was married.
You've been taking a few baths lately, Dad. How'd you like a back scratcher?
A back scratcher? What's wrong with Horrible Herbie's toenails?
Hello, Mo.
Oh, bloody Horrible Herbie himself. I was just talking about you. What are you going to give me for my birthday, Horrible?
Well, I had thought of a little something, but the chemist wants me to sign the poisons book.
Oh, strike me lucky. I do feel mortified to think that I'm so closely related to a greasy gay like Horrible.
Hey, by the way, Moe.
What?
Have you rigged up that new shower like I told you?
Yes, Horrible.
You know how we do it in the bush? A perforated kerosene tin connected to a dirty big barrel of water.
Yeah, I rigged up the tin and the barrel. You should see me, Horrible, standing under the shower whistling.
Whistling?
Yeah, I have to. There's no lock on the bathroom door. Coo-wee! Woo! Coo-wee! Woo! Oh, it's Uncle Larrico! Uncle Larrico, you're the only man I know who spends more time in the tub than the pub.
Mr. McCackie,
Yes, Uncle Larrico?
during my short sojourn here, I have developed an intense affection for you.
Thank you, Uncle Larrico. But do you really think you can really learn to like me?
That's what he means.
Then why doesn't the mug say so?
It has occurred to me that I may have been a trifle severe to you in the matter of your ablutions.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Larrico, but I got a nicer pair that I keep for Sundays.
No, Mr. McCackie.
No?
I refer to the numerous baths that I have been insisting you take. You have my permission to cut them down to one a day.
Thank you.
And stay as sweet as you are.
Oh, it's a character. I don't know whether the kissing will kill him.
Hey, Moe, you won't have much use for that new shower now.
That's just where you're wrong, Honourable. I'm a good, clean, living boy. And I'll continue to dunk my gorgeous body every half hour or so. Oh, blimey, it's lekker! Come in, Lasho, and I'll tell you about me new shower.
A shower, eh? Oh, McCackie. And you gonna stand under a spray and hold your breath?
No! I'm gonna lie under a dray and get kicked to death. All space it out.
Mr. L, perhaps you and Horrible H can persuade Mr. McCackie that there is no need to take so many showers. He has had 3 already this morning.
Your pardon me? 4. I had one before tiffin.
Tiffin?
Yes?
What's tiffin?
Oh, strike me lucky, what a higgering fellow. We always call food tiffin back home in Arabia.
Hey, Lasho, Moe's rigged up a real bush shower. A kerosene tin attached to a barrel.
Yes, listen, Honourable, I got the bush atmosphere too. A blue gum.
How did you get a blue gum?
I gargled my mouth out with ink.
Mr. McCackie?
Yes, Uncle Harrico?
It's charming of you to do so much to please little me.
Don't worry.
And I'd like to reciprocate.
In what way, Uncle Harrico?
Well, if you ever venture out after dark, I'll come along with you and hold your hand.
Lovely. That's lovely.
After all, I believe there are half a dozen hoodlums living in this street.
I wonder who the other 5 are.
McCackie, I can't understand you insisting on taking showers.
Why is that, Lasho?
Man, you used to say that showers were only for dirty people.
That's so. But now I've seen the light. Honourable, I'd like a private word in your ear, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Excuse me, boys, will you please? Listen, Honourable. Don't say too much in front of Lasho, you see? Because everything he says gets taken back and he makes a mountain out of a molehill. And he's a strength man, the best of times, and he'd like to take things back to the bosses and you finish up going through equity or something like that. You see what I mean? Now listen, Honourable, it's like this. Lasho! How dare you? How dare you? You were listening into my whisper. I've never heard of such a perification. It's red pages. Really it is. Listening into a private conversation. Strike me lucky. You'll be coming at the keyhole next. You're nothing more than a public snooper. So I'll trouble you in future to take your big ear away from my big mouth. As I was saying, Honourable,
Yes, Moe.
strike me like I forgot what I was saying. Well, I better away now and have me late morning shower. Oh, boys, this is living.
I must reiterate, Mr. McCackie, there is really no need to.
Uncle Abico, I insist. You can't imagine the joy I get from standing up in the shower with me mouth wide open.
McCackie, why do you have your mouth wide open under the shower?
Didn't I tell you?
No?
The flaming barrel's full of beer.
Yes, now, Mr. McCackie. Mr. McCackie, as secretary of this club, I have a very, very serious matter to take up with you.
Look, it's a dirty lie. I haven't been near the cash register.
Cash register?
Yes, and there's no use you saying you found me fingerprints because I wore gloves.
No, Mr. McCackie, will you kindly listen?
Go ahead, I'm all ears, apart from my nose.
I am the social secretary of this club.
And a very deficient one, if I may say so.
Yes, well, next week I would like you to relieve me.
What's couplings or cigarette case?
No, I would like you to take my place. Now, I will instruct you as to the duties of a social secretary.
There's one thing I like to know, Secco.
Yes?
When drinking with the members, is it infident to kick in?
No, of course not. Spend what you usually spend.
Oh, dear.
What do you mean, oh dear?
I've done a Zack in cold blood.
Naturally, you will always appear in evening dress.
Oh, strike me lucky.
What's the matter with your evening dress?
Look, I look an awful flighty evening nighty.
Naturally, Mr. McCackie, your duties will include speech making. Now, how would you address a social gathering? What would you say?
Dear mugs and urges.
No, of course you would not. There are ladies present.
I'm sorry.
Well, now what would you say?
Dear Sheila's mugs and urges.
No, of course not. You always address your remarks to the president. Now, how would you begin?
Dear Mr. Truman.
Not Mr. Truman!
Well, look, I don't know him well enough to call him Harry.
Mr. McCackie, I am referring to the president of this club, the Honorable Reginald Fanshawe Smythe.
Oh, you mean Stinky?
You call the president Stinky?
Yeah, you're there what we call you.
Oh, nincompoop!
How did you guess?
Mr. McCackie, please, will you listen? You will also handle the club's money.
Oh, this is the part I've been waiting for.
The members will pay promptly on the first of the month.
Yes?
If you're lucky.
Oh.
Yes. And by the end of the week, you should have £200 or £300. If you're lucky.
Oh.
This money you will pay into the bank.
If you're lucky.
I'll have you know the money goes in on Friday.
Yes, and out again Saturday.
What for?
Ramwick.
I'm beginning to doubt whether you're a trustworthy man to handle large sums of money.
Oh, don't say that.
But I am saying that.
Well, there was never any complaints when I was treasurer of the Woolloomooloo Social Club.
There weren't?
No, but you should have heard the stink the day after I left.
But surely you gave them a bond.
Yes, 200 quid.
Well, what happened?
I got away with that, too.
I'm not sure about you at all. At the moment, I'm entertaining a host of conjectures.
Look, I entertained them last week, shocking people. No manners at all.
Mr. McCackie, I mean you.
Oh.
At the moment, I am racked by painful suspicions.
Have you ever tried horse liniment? It always works well with me Auntie Flo.
No. What's the use? Look here, Mr. McCackie. If you are going to handle large sums of money, we must assure ourselves that you've never been in trouble with the police.
I'm going to be.
Then you have been in trouble.
Well, just one minor offence, very trivial, and it had nothing at all to do with money.
Oh, well, then, in that case, we must protect ourselves. You must give a written statement concerning this minor offence of yours. Now, here you are. Here's a pen and paper.
Thank you.
Write down the nature of this trivial offence.
Very well, very well. Excuse me, Mr. Von Eyden.
Yes?
How many hours are there in murder?
Up to now, I had esteemed you as a man of distinction, integrity, and savoir-faire.
Oh, quack!
I had also imagined you to be a person of unprecedented charm, culture, and noblesse oblige.
Oh, quack!
I had regarded you as an asset and an ornament to the center of social activity.
Oh, quack!
However, I now realize that you are nothing more or less than socially inadequate.
In other words, I'm a dirty lair.
Exactly. Mr. McCackie, I have been speaking generally of your misconduct, but now I shall be specific. I refer to your conduct at the social dinner last night.
Last night, I was the life and soul of the party. The sport of the rod.
When the Honourable Mrs. Bagshaw asked you to pass the nutcrackers, what did you do?
I handed her a beer bottle.
Yeah. I know you did. But you don't crack nuts with a beer bottle.
You do out Redfern where I come.
Oh, indeed.
Yes, and some of the more polished layers use a champagne bottle.
They do?
Yes, and it causes quite a hubbub in the suburb.
And another thing, Mr. McCackie.
Yes?
Last night at the end of the meal,
Yes?
you wiped your greasy fingers on Lady Bradford's strapless evening gown.
Well, that was all right. The old Sheila was only half in it at the time.
Wiping your fingers on a dress. Haven't you ever used a napkin?
But for the last 47 years...
Mr. McCackie, it's your reprehensible conduct as a club member that concerns me. For instance, when playing golf on a crowded course, it is the usual thing to warn other players by calling four.
I like my way best.
Your way?
Yes. I shot the ball, then shout out, "Hey, Muggs, pull your head in."
That's just what I'm talking about. No, I'm afraid, Mr. McCackie, we shall have to ask you for your resignation.
Mr. Lashford, I'm deeply hurt and cut to the quick. I don't like the way you've been hitting at me. You're just an incinerator. You made a serious alligator against me. You... You publicly accused me of blotting the copybook.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. McCackie, but that's the way it is.
Mr. Lashwood,
Yes?
you keep harping on me bad points. But what about all the nice, kind, gentlemanly things that I've done?
Well, name one.
Very well, I will. Last night, I found the president of this club dead drunk in the gutter. I lifted him out, hailed the cab, helped him into it, and sent him home.
Oh, Mr. McCackie, I didn't know.
Oh,
I've been doing you a grave injustice.
oh dear.
That was the action of a gentleman, Mr. McCackie. And rest assured, you will be rewarded.
It's quite all right. I've already been rewarded.
You have? Why, what happened?
As I lifted him out of the gutter, I reckoned his kick.
Aubrey, dear boy, you're looking remarkably well this evening.
Quite so, Philip. I just had a good all-round meal.
What sort of an all-round meal?
An egg.
I thought you'd had an egg for breakfast. There's some left on your chin. Let me wipe it off.
Oh, Philip, please, no. Leave it where it is.
Why?
I'm saving it for supper.
You don't tell me.
I just told you.
My dear old Aunt Maud feels the food shortage terribly. She used to be a veritable giant of a woman.
Neither.
Have you ever struck her, Aubrey?
Only in self-defense.
Poor old gal has been eating nothing but oysters for the past 3 months.
Oysters? How do you know?
They found the shells under the table.
Very witty. Very witty indeed. As a matter of fact, my dear old Aunt Phoebe has eaten nothing but horse flesh for the last 6 months.
Horse flesh? How do you know?
They found the jockey under the sink.
Very witty. Oh, yes. Very witty. Yes, yes. Very witty. Still, dear boy, we're not so badly off as some people. We don't have to work for a living.
No, thank goodness.
Now you take our postman. The poor fellow has corn, feet, and bunions.
Lucky devil, they're delicious.
Corn, feet, and bunions.
Sorry. I thought you said corned beef and onions.
It must be marvelous to be in Australia at the moment, Aubrey. In Australia, they don't want for anything.
No, so they tell me. Out there, I believe they even have food with their meals.
Yes, And they even have their own special dishes like kangaroo steak.
Kangaroo?
Yes, the kangaroo is a native of Australia.
Oh, dear. My sister's married to one of those. Philip, if only there was some way of getting out to Australia.
But one would have to be a criminal, Aubrey. I believe they've reintroduced the old Transportation Act, which means that criminals are to be transported to Australia.
You don't tell me.
Oh, dear Philip, I just told you.
Transported to Australia, eh? Philip, is that a jewelry shop window across the way?
It is.
Philip, please, kindly hand me that large brick.
Dad, Aubrey, what are you going to do?
Well, with a bit of luck, I'm going to do 7 years in Australia.
Hey, Dad! Where are you, Dad? Here I am, young
The telephone. Hello? What do you think I am, a cockatoo? What's that? Certainly not. Blimey, fancy that. Some joker wants to know if I'll allow him to recite the barmaid and the butcher.
Who, Dad?
Some joker called Lawrence Olivier.
Lawrence Olivier. Gee, he's married to Vivian Lee.
I wouldn't care if he's married to Kate Lee. He can't recite the barmaid and the butcher.
Oh, Dad, Uncle Horrible has offered to take us out to the dog races tonight.
Oh, he has, eh? The last time I went to the dog races, do you know where I finished up?
In number 1 kennel.
Harry, cop this!
Hello, Moe. You're coming out to Harold Park tonight?
Yes, Honourable. You can always rely on the dogs giving you a run for their money.
Why?
They've got no flaming jockeys on their back.
You know how the dogs run, don't you? They follow the tin air. They got a very strong scent.
I know who's got a stronger scent.
Who?
Little me. The garbage man.
Oh, it's Spencer, dear. Come to the dogs with us tonight, Spence?
Oh, yes, please, Mr. McC. I'd like to cause havoc amongst those bookmakers.
Blimey, you will if you go near them.
Everybody, all aboard Spencer's garbage cart and off we go.
Well, here we are, Moe. Here's Harold Park.
How do you do, Harold? What do you know?
Just in time for the first race. Listen to the starting whistle.
Oh, strike me lucky it's Mr. Lashwood. You're just in time to see me make a bet, Lasho.
Oh, McCackie, are you gonna put your shirt on the ground?
No. I'm gonna put me pants on a bloodhound. My groom. I think I'll have a flat on that mangy-looking hannibal over there.
Break it down, Moe. That's the starter. Well, they're off.
Yeah, there they go. Green pink, white pink, blue pink. Blimey, it's all over.
What one, Dad?
Brown. Strike me lucky I've done a Zack in cold blood.
My Uncle Harrico had an Alsatian dog once, Mr. McC.
Did he spit?
Oh, it was very, very affectionate.
It's lovely to see a dog like that.
It ate off his hand.
Did it spit?
Yes, right up to the elbow.
You know, Spence, I did the same thing once with a pig's trotter.
Yes, I know, right up to your elbow, before you notice the difference.
Get out, Mug.
Hey, Moe, what have you got to have in the next race?
Any dog except number 13. I'm very superstitious.
Superstitious, are you?
Very. I won't work any week that has a Friday in it.
No, McCackie, do you follow signs signs and omens.
Now, I follow the girls in Sheila's. Woof.
Gee, look at that dog, Dad. He's got a great big muzzle on his nose.
The poor thing. I know just how he feels.
Well, personally, I prefer Shakespeare to dog racing.
Dear Spence.
Last week, I went to see Richard III.
How was he, Spence?
No, Mr. McCee, I went to the theatre. I had a box to myself.
No wonder. Oh, phew.
Hey, Moe, here's another race coming up. Have $1 on the big black dog, Swab Flyer.
That possum ought to be barred.
Swab Flyer?
Blimey, I thought you said Bob Dyer.
Well, they're off. Black, white, yellow, pink, blue, green.
What one?
Technicolor.
My, staying up after 9 and putting shillings on dogs. This is living.
What happened to your dog, McCackie? What was that running up the back?
Me singlet. I'll have to get my money back somehow.
No, McCackie, is your purse a little tight under the strain?
No, me pants are a little tight under the armpits. Binder?
Hey, Moe, I got some good information. Back the yellow dog in the next race.
Not me. I backed the yellow dog the last time I was out here.
Well, what happened, Mr. McCee? Did the owner scratch it?
No, it stopped halfway and scratched itself. Look, I was so disgusted, I done a fortune. The other one of mine.
Well, you back yellow this time, Moe. I tell you, can't lose.
Very well. Young Annie, here's a quid. Go and put it on the yellow dog.
Which bookie, Dad? There's one over there with a big nose.
Blimey, no, not him. He's me brother.
Well, they're off. Yellow's in front. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Purple wins by a mile.
Like me lucky. Let's have a look at that list. Blimey, no wonder that dog wouldn't win for me.
Why, McCackie, what's it called?
Alec the Arab. The barmaid and the butcher. The barmaid and the butcher.
Hey, you!
Oh, blimey, he's here again. What is it, sir?
What did the barmaid really say to the butcher?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you if you'll only give me a fair go. The barmaid and the butcher. Once upon a time, there was a dear little barmaid called Gracie, and she was a member of the ladies' cricket team.
Does Gracie bat?
No, Gracie Fields. That's what up against your square leg. The barmaid and the butcher. Gracie was a sweet, innocent, refined little girl of 37, and she worked in a pub called the Lion's Head.
Well, I've never heard of that. Where's the lion's head?
About 6 feet in front of its tail.
Your jokes kill me.
Yeah, I wish I could think of a few more fast. The barmaid and the butcher.
Hey, listen, is this all about the barmaid? When does the butcher come in?
Every night about 5 to 6.
And what's his name?
Oh, dear, that's funny. I can't think of his name, and I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, well, I know where the tip of your tongue is.
Where?
About 6 feet behind your nose.
Oh, strike me lucky, that's monstrous.
You're telling me.
The barmaid and the butcher. Oh, now I remember the butcher's name. It's the same as mine.
Oh, Bugleby.
Now listen up, I'll have you know that my nose has been described as a delicate little organ.
Delicate little organ?
Yeah.
Looks more like a great big whirlet, sir.
I'll ignore that. The barmaid and the butcher. The butcher was a very romantic joker, and he wrote some very lovely poetry about the barmaid. Would you like to hear it?
No.
Very well, here it is. This is what he wrote to her. My love is as deep as the ocean. My love is as sweet as the rose. My love is as big as a mountain.
It's nearly as big as your nose.
I'll drop this mug in a minute. Look, I'll do me block and I'll drop in cold. The barmaid and the butcher. The butcher was a very generous joker, and he gave the barmaid a very lovely and very unusual necklace.
Oh, what sort of a necklace was it?
17 ox kidneys threaded on a bit of catgut. The day they got engaged, the butcher celebrated by going up to the big bender. He was drunk for 3 days.
Oh, well, I know a bigger bender than that.
What?
Your nose.
Blimey, what am I laughing at? The barmaid and the butcher.
Where is he? Where is the mug? Let me at him.
Who are you looking for, lady?
That joker, Mo McCackie. When I find him, I'm going to crown him, see?
Why, who are you?
I'm the barmaid he keeps talking about, see?
I'm going to meet him.
Hey, lady, that's him you're speaking to.
Oh, so you're Mo McCackie, are you?
I cannot tell a lie. No.
Yes, you are. You must be him. He's got a big nose, see? And it's no use you trying to hide your son with both hands. Now, what do you mean by it?
Lady, you're quite wrong. I wouldn't say anything to hurt anybody. I'm shy and demure, sweet and refined, soft and gentile.
Don't give me that, you Palestine parrot.
I'm sorry I started this.
Making me the laughing stock of all my friends. Giving me silly names like Maisie Meggs and Susie Stubbs and Gracie Grubb.
Well, I'm very, very sorry. What is your name?
Bertha Bott.
Bertha Bott. Listen, Bertha, go do your botting somewhere else.
Yeah, well, don't you talk like that to me, see? I'm a respectable girl, I am, see, and I work in a very high-class hotel, see? I'll just bring my boyfriend, the butcher, along, and he'll deal with you, see?
Well, bring him along and see what I'll do, see? I'll drop him cold, see? I'll threaten him with my famous hook.
You mean you'll knock him down with your nose?
Oh, bloody, it's on again.
Yeah? Well, you started it, see?
Listen, Bertha, why can't you and I be friends? I don't mean any harm. Let's make it up and I'll drive you home in my car.
Well, what sort of a car is it, an MG?
No, a JJ.
Well, what's a JJ?
A Jerusalem Jeep.
Yeah, well, why is it called a Jerusalem Jeep?
Ah, because its nose is longer than its body.
Oh, this is mortifying, absolutely mortifying. Bertha, let's make a pact. I won't mention the barmaid and the butcher if you won't mention my nose.
Well, okay, I promise not to mention your affliction.
Good, I'll keep off yours. The butcher, I mean.
Ah, so you're going to be nice and friendly.
Yes, no more insults, no more rudeness, and no more nasty remarks. Bertha and I are going to be friends. I'll be Bertha.
Yes.
Well, kiss me.
Well, I'd love to kiss you, Murray, but, well, I can't see. I just can't.
Why not?
Your flaming nose is in the way.
Oh, right, that's all I get.
Where are you, Dad?
Here I am, young
Hey, Dad, what have you been doing these last few nights?
Listening to the test broadcasts. Sitting in front of me radio, smoking me Keith Millers.
Smoking Keith Miller?
Yeah, bumpers.
Hey, did you play cricket as a boy, Dad?
I certainly did at my old school, St. Marmalades.
St. Marmalade?
Yes, that's where I learned to bat on a sticky wicket. As a matter of fact, Harry, I was their wicket keeper.
Gee, you must have looked good. You behind the wicket, your nose in front of it.
Harry, cop this! Oh, blimey, listen. Might be lucky. Uncle Herbie must have the stomachache.
No, Mo, it's not me. I brought down one of me cows.
Who, your brother or your sister?
No, a Jersey cow. You see, Moe, what with milk rationing in the city, I thought a cow in your backyard would come in handy.
Yeah?
It only cost you about £4 a week to feed.
Strike me lucky. That's nearly as much as I spend on beer.
Yeah, but look at the milk you'll be able to have.
Milk? Oh, yes, that's the stuff they stick in rum.
What's the cow called, Uncle Horrible?
Oh, we haven't got a name for her yet. Any suggestions, Moe?
Yes, let's call her Clara.
Why Clara?
Then I'll be able to say, hey, have you seen Clara Butt? Oh, blimey, listen to her blowing her horn.
Yeah, look at her, Moe. Ain't she a little beauty?
Yeah.
Look at her coat, so soft and glossy.
Yes, her coat's all right, but I don't think much of her pants. You know, Oliver, I had a presentiment. Someone was going to give me a gift. I knew something strange was in the air.
And is there something strange in the air?
Yes, little me, Spencer the garbage man.
Oh, it's Spencer. Look, Spencer, dear, my new pet.
Well, as I live and breathe. It's a bull's wife.
Oh, blimey, it's Mr. Ashwood. Don't go near me cow, Asho. You'll give her foot and mouth disease.
McCackie, does that cow give milk?
No. You've got to take her from her. Effa?
Oh, Mr. McSee, I love milk.
Do you really?
Yes, it helps me with my schoolgirl complexion.
You know, Spence, when I was working for the city council, I used to ride a cow through the city streets.
You ride a cow through the streets? Why?
I used to make those lovely white lines.
McCackie, do you know the proper way to imbibe milk?
Of course I do. First you separate it, then you strain it, and then you scald it.
Yes, but what do you do next?
Chuck it away and drink beer. Hey, Dad, put that on your malted milk and shakers.
Mr. McSee?
Yes, Spence?
My Uncle Harrico was milking a cow once, but he squeezed too hard.
Did he? And what was the result, Spence?
Condensed milk.
Isn't he lovely?
Well, it can't be eating the grass from the backyard.
No. It'll be eating the fluff from the bedroom carpet. Dirtbag? Oliver, what does a cow do all day long?
It chews its cud.
Oh, blimey, Harry. Up and buy me a half a pound of cud.
Hey, you know, Moe, after a while, when that cow sees you, it'll go, moo, moo.
Yeah, and after a while when it sees Spencer, it'll go, pew.
Yes, they are affectionate, aren't they?
Oh, very much so.
But you won't keep it in the house, will you, Mr. McSee?
No, Spence.
That would be cruelty to a dumb animal.
It's shot. Don't call McCackie a dumb animal. Anyway, where are you gonna milk this cow, McCackie?
A little past the centre. Hand me a bucket, Oliver, and I'll have a lash in it.
Yeah, well, mind the cow doesn't have a lash at you.
McCackie, you're gonna introduce the cow to the bucket.
No. I'm going to introduce King Abdullah to the Stern Gang. Wailing Wall?
Oh, come on, Mr. McSee, milk the cow. Fidget your digits.
Very well, Spence. Pretty cow? Pretty cow? Clara, you dirty bug!
Why, Moe, what did she do?
She put out her tongue and licked me.
Truth, quick, somebody, get a vet.
I'll try again. Wait a minute. Pretty cow. Pretty cow.
How are you making out, McCackie?
No good. I can't get any milk.
You can't? Why not?
I can't get the cow to sit on the flaming bucket. I'm playing the game in the West. I'm playing the game in the city. I'm leading a life that tells. I'm flirting with Bawdy and Kitty. I'm strolling along in the Strand. I'm knocking the people about. And I'm not going home till 9:45, 'cause it's my night out. It's been a lovely party so far. There's been no fights, no blues, and no lasso.
Rene, McCackie.
Oh, strike me like a... I spoke too soon. Come in, lasso, and make yourself unwelcome. There's more beer coming on soon.
Oh, McCackie, have you sent over for 50 schooners?
No. I bent over and split me bloomers. The spit, get out.
So you started without me, eh?
Yes, and I hope we finish up the same way. Lasso, you have to congratulate me. After all, I've been a resident here 2 years.
That's right, McCackie. You're a real residue.
Get out, you mate.
Well, welcome to McCackie Mansion, Mr. Lasher.
Horrible! You forget yourself. You are presuming upon your rights as my greasy-looking brother-in-law. After all, as occupier of this stately home, it is my duty to welcome my guests with a few well-chosen words. After all, who pays the rent?
I don't know. Who does?
It's got me tricked too.
You know, McCackie, there's so much beer here tonight, you're liable to finish up drunk under the table.
Lasso, how dare you? How dare you have the colossal presumption to assume that I will finish up a victim to the hops, in the grip of the grape, as it were. And even if you think of such a thing, how dare you speak it out loud in front of all these charming people here? Why, gathered here tonight, we have some of the most distinguished metho drinkers in the town. And you stand there with your tongue hanging over your tie and dare to place me in the same catechism is Bumbo, Bertie, and Metho Mom. Lasso, as I look into your pink eyes, I think you've got albino blood in your veins. I've told you only lately, yes, you have nice skin. And I've come to the conclusion I know how you've got it. You've been using blood and bone compacts. Lasso, I feel sorry for your parents. No wonder they abandoned you on the doorstep of a Chinese joss house. Honest, they must have thought you were a bundle of dirty laundry. It pains me to have to speak that's just wise to you, Lasso. Especially... Who are you looking at, Holmes? I said it pays me not to speak to you on such a salubrious occasion. I'll repeat that word, ignorance. Salubrious. But your vile insinuation has cut me to the quick. Finish up. Drunk under the table, indeed. I'll pass out in the fowl house like I always do. Yes, sir. Now, with those two well-chosen words, I'll open up an 9-gallon keg. I can easily get more from Hooligan down at the pub.
Hey, Dad, here's another telegram. It came COD.
How do you know it's from me?
Well, you're the only fish face around here.
Harry, cop this.
Oh!
Well, I open it up, Moe, and see who it's from.
Yeah, very well. Just a sec.
Right.
Strike me lucky. Listen to this, everybody. Hoping to arrive at your party before midnight. Signed, Danny Kaye. Yes, Danny Kaye's coming to see me.
Gee, McCackie, fancy Danny Kaye coming here to McCackie Mansion.
Yes.
That's a great honor.
Yeah, I hope he appreciates it.
McCackie, I think there's been a mistake.
No, there hasn't. You copies nose.
Nah, I mean about him coming here. Are you sure?
Of course I am, but to prove it, I'll read the telegram again. Just a second. Don't bustle me. It's the dirty mug.
Why, McCackie, what's the matter? Who is it from?
Danny Kaye Hooligan at the local pub.
Well, Moe, seeing that this is your own special anniversary party, how about a little speech? Come on, Moe. Speech.
Well,
Come on, Moe.
Well, it's been lovely to have you all here tonight. Not only you folk here, but all my friends all over the country is listening. McCackie Mansion, well, it may be a bit ramshackle at times, but to me it always has been and always will be home, my home sweet home. Me pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Home, sweet, sweet.